Hi everyone, and welcome back to the IT Hub. Today we're going to be looking at the last portion of the Food and Rum Festival SBA, and that is Task C, which represents the presentation of results. Now in Task C, we're asked to create two charts, and those two charts are a bar graph or column chart as well as a pie chart. Before we go and look at the charts, however, I'm going to just back up to something we did in the previous video where we looked at the pivot table. I had previously labeled the table as sponsorship pivot table. I went ahead and changed it to sponsorship by tier because that's exactly what the pivot table is showing. And I also formatted the money values to currency, so it looks like money values. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to move into creating the column chart as well as the pie chart. So on the task C, it says generate an appropriate bar or column chart that compares the projected attendance for each location. So how are we going to do that? The sheet that has projected locations, projected attendance, we're going to click on that. And we're going to do what we call a multiple selection. So I'm going to highlight the column that says locations. Then I'm going to hold on the Control key on the keyboard, and then I'm going to select or highlight the projected attendance column, just the name projected attendance as well as the values. We're asked to insert a column or bar chart, and so I'm going to go ahead and click Insert. I'm going to go into the Charts group. I'm going to look for the one that says Column, right? I'm going to click on the arrow, and I'm going to select the one that I like. So say, for example, I would like the 3D column chart. I'm going to click on this one. It's going to create a chart that is here. Normally we ask the students to put the chart on a new sheet. So instead of leaving the chart here, I'm going to click on the chart, and I'm going to, in the upper right-hand corner of the ribbon, I'm going to select the option that says Move Chart Location. I'm going to select New Sheet from the Move Chart dialog box, and I'm going to name the sheet Projected Attendance by location. I'll just say Projected Attendance because it's a sheet name, and click OK. So that's going to move to a new sheet. Now I want to ensure that my chart has title as well as an X and Y, X and a Y-axis. You do get marks for these things, students, so please do not leave them out. In order to do that, we want to go to where it says Quick Chart Layout on the left-hand side of your ribbon, and we want to select one of the options that has the chart title and the X and Y-axis titles. So this is one option. You're not really seeing it now because of my screen size, but let me go back. That's this one. No, it was this one, right? You need to ensure that the one that you select has an X and Y axis, as X and Y axis labels, a chart title, as well as a legend or a key that is going to be very important. So ensure that you have those features on your chart. If you have selected an option that doesn't have any title and the axis labels, you can always add them by going to the quick add chart element on the left hand side of your ribbon. And then for axes, you can add primary or vertical axis. You can go to more options. For titles, before the axis titles, you can go here. For the chart title, you can select above chart, centered overlay, whichever way you want it. For the legend, you can say you want at the right, you want at the top, you want at the bottom, wherever. I'm going to leave mine at the right or none at all. Okay. My format I have selected, or the layout that I have selected, already has everything in it. So I'm going to leave it as it is, except I'm going to rename the axes. So projected attendance, and I'm just going to add by location here. Then I'm going to click on the Y-axis, highlight it, and I'm going to put number, which represents the number of persons attended or number of attendees. You could have simply just typed number. That would have been fine as well. Number of attendees. And then now, at the bottom part where we have the x-axis, I'm going to highlight x-axis title and I'm going to type locations, because the locations are represented on the x-axis. Okay. Now you can always fiddle around and change color of all of these things, but I am not going to do that. That's not important. You don't get marks for colors. You get marks for having correct data, right? So you could go to change colors and change the color scheme. I don't want to do that. I'm fine with what is there. All right. You could even go ahead and get a different bar for each thing, but not necessary. And there you have it. That is your bar chart. I'm just going to fix the label, the name of the sheet here, put a capital P. And then that's my my chart. I'm going to save. Remember to save as you go along. Now the next chart that we are asked to create, it says, use information in the pivot table to generate a pie chart that compares the total sponsorship value at each tier. So if you recall, we had done a pivot table. This is the pivot table here. I'm going to move it down by clicking and dragging to the end. I don't want it on this side. I'm going to also move the charts to the end here. So this is a pivot table. To create the pie chart based on the different summary values for each of the tiers, we simply highlight the names of the tiers as well as the sponsorship values for each tier or value for each tier, and do the same process. Insert. We go to charts. This time we're going to select the pie chart. I like 3D stuff, so I'm going to select the 3D pie chart. And I'm going to, as usual, we need to change the chart and put it on a different location. So looking to see, but I'm not seeing that option. Close these. Oh, here it is in the middle. So it's in a different position now. It says move charts. I'm going to move charts, click on it, move charts, and I'm going to say new sheet, and I'm going to just type pie chart based on tiers. You could just put pie chart, that will be fine as well. So here it is. Remember, you want to have a format or a layout that has your title as well as your legend. This particular pie chart or this chart, because it's a pie chart, it does not require axis labels. So you don't need to do that. What you need to do, however, is you need to add your data labels, right? So for example, the values, you could also add the percentages, because I believe you get marks for those. Trying to find the, okay, so here it is. You right click on it and you right click and you go to format data labels. All right, so when the label options appear, you can select value. The value is the amount of money. You can select percentage, which gives you the percentage that each slice of the pie represents. You can put series name if you want to. I don't want the series name. You can put category name if you want to. Some of tier 1, you don't want to because you already have that in the legend here. But the most important thing for the pie chart is that you click on each slice. Format data labels, and you select the same things for each. All right, so I'm going to do that for the last one. Percentage. So all three should have the value, percentage, and it says show leader lines. Not sure what that is, but leave it checked just to see. So here we have it, and you have your legend. It's important to give an appropriate title. So you're going to type sponsorship values based on tiers. and change it to total sponsorship. Don't have to have the word values. Can be just total sponsorship based on tiers. As I said, it's an appropriate label. So you may choose to type something else as long as the chart title is giving an impression of exactly what the chart is about. It is perfectly fine. You're going to save this. This concludes, students, the spreadsheet portion of your SBA. As usual, if you have found the video informative, if you have found it useful, I would like you to give it a nice thumbs up, like it, share it with your friends, and if you have not yet subscribed to the IT Hub, go ahead and subscribe to the IT Hub.